I deleted Instagram and TikTok, and not because I'm better than anyone, but simply because those apps were destroying my focus, discipline, and honestly, my potential. And if you're watching this, they're probably destroying yours too. For a long time, I knew that those apps were a problem, but I rationalized by saying that I was saving fellow adventurers from the trap. However, with each passing day, I was slowly getting trapped myself. Hours disappearing, dopamine spikes, constant comparison, no focus, no discipline, no momentum. I wasn't living, but simply consuming. And it dawned on me, how can I talk about self improvement if I myself am stuck in the same trap as everyone else? And so I made the decision: delete Instagram, delete TikTok permanently. The issue is not that you don't know that these apps are an issue, but just that you rationalize by telling yourself that I'm just winding up, right? This is just a simple distraction. But no, it's not just a distraction, brother. It's dopamine manipulation. Every swipe gives you a tiny hint: a joke, a girl, a meme, a fight, a clip, or a flax. And your brain learns this is where I get pleasure fast. So when it's time to study, work, build, create, focus, build discipline, start a project, your brain says, why should I do something that's hard if I can just get instant pleasure by just one swipe? And that's why you procrastinate, why you can't stay consistent, disciplined, and that's why you cannot finish anything. Not simply because you're lazy, because in all honesty, you're not. You're just overstimulated. And hey, that's all done on purpose. One day I checked my screen, and there it was: 7 hours of my life wasted. I felt disgusted. And while I was sitting down with my disgust, it dawned on me that if I can waste 7 hours of my life, why can't I use those very same 7 hours to build something, create something, do something meaningful that I'm going to look back at and be proud of? I realized that my attention was worth more than what I was giving it to. And so I deleted everything. However, I kept on unlocking my phone out of habit. My fingers automatically scrolled to where those apps were placed at. But then I realized it wasn't just a distraction, it was an addiction. But after some time, my head felt clearer. I stopped comparing myself. I wasn't overstimulated and became present again. I started thinking deeply. My ideas got better. My discipline came back. I felt like a human again, and not a zombie just trying to refresh a screen. You see, it was something difficult because, as someone who's posting content that is on about self improvement, I always told myself that a lot of the adventures are stuck in these apps. So the way in which I can actually take them from there is if I post content from those apps. But over time, that wasn't necessarily what was happening. And so here we are. And what I've learned from all this is the following. Number one, social media steals your potential quietly. If it was loud, you'd probably pay attention to it, but it does it in the most subtle of ways possible. Not in one day, but in tiny moments, slowly. And the second, you do not quit because your life is hard, but you quit because your dopamine is broken. The apps train your brain to avoid anything that takes effort. Because, in all honesty, the reason behind why we strive for greatness, the reason why we have those goals, and the reason why we work hard is because at the end of the day, we want to feel good about ourselves. But if you can just scroll, if you can just unlock your phone and with just 3, 4 taps, you can get that feeling. Why do you then have to do something that is prolonged, something that's going to really require the whole of you if there's something like this at your disposal? And third, distraction kills more dreams than failure ever will. This one is a hard one because sometimes we view failure as that's just it, but that's not just it. If you are distracted, you're actually killing more of your potential than you would have been if you had failed. Because if you had failed, you are going to have learned something that you will never ever going to learn by you just being distracted. Because you're never ever going to reach that point where you get to the fullest of your potential. Now, the fourth, when you remove distractions, discipline comes back naturally. You do not need motivation, the next clip to make you feel like you have to do this. You just need clarity. And clarity does not come when you're exposed to blue light, but it comes in peace, quietness, and a sound mind. I'm not telling you to delete everything like I did. That is extreme, but you can do it. And if you feel like you're stuck, here's what I recommend. Step 1, delete one app for 7 days. Just one, and observe how your brain reacts. Step 2, use your phone as a tool and not entertainment. There's a bunch more that you can achieve with that gadget if you use it in the right way. Remove your notifications and clear up your home screen. Your brain is gonna thank you, brother. And step 3, remove scrolling with creating. It doesn't have to be something that's glamorous, but instead, you can just write, journal, study, work out, just do something, right? Create something of your own. See, deleting Instagram and TikTok didn't necessarily fix my life, but instead, it removed the biggest barrier between me and the person I'm trying to become. And if you're on your own adventure, if you're trying to rebuild your discipline, tired of feeling distracted, lost, without energy, start by taking back your attention. Because once you control your mind, you control your life. And so, if you're ready to take control over your life, welcome home, adventurer. I'll catch you in the next one. Stay vibrant.